After the tears and the screams.
Je vous invite à observer une minute de silence.
A minute of silence for those murdered on Friday. Led in Paris by the French president. And mirrored across the country and abroad. Ending almost everywhere in France with a heartfelt burst of patriotism. At Saint-Lazare station in Paris, people told me the moment of reflection was hugely important. Pourquoi c'était important observer la minute de silence?
Parce que ça va. Ouais, voilà, c'est pour tous les Français.
We're French. The attacks were aimed at us, at my generation. It could have been me. It could have been him.
On voit ça à la télé, mais on pensait pas que ça arrivait chez nous.
We never thought this would happen to us, but terror has come to us here at home.
This is the man investigators now believe coordinated the attacks. 27-year-old jihadist Abdelhamid Abaoud. He called in this video for the murder of those fighting Islam, and he's been linked to other attacks in Europe. He was born in Brussels and filmed here in Syria, where he's still thought to be. The focus of the investigation is outside France now, with strong links to Syria and increasingly Brussels' Molenbeek district. Police launched a big operation here today, hunting for the missing 8th gunman from the Paris attacks, the brother of one of the suicide bombers. They didn't find him, but another brother came forward with this message about France's most wanted.
We didn't think for a moment that our brothers were involved. We're thinking of the victims, of the families of the victims. But you must understand as well that we have a mother, a family, and they are still her children.
Meanwhile, in France, police have identified the remains of 2 more of his accomplices. One of them, Sami Amamour, worked as a driver on the 148 bus here in Paris. And overnight, French police launched what they describe as anti-terrorist raids across the country, making more than 100 house arrests. The authorities here are nervous. There could be plans for further attacks. At an extraordinary meeting of the French Parliament today, President Hollande said France was at war.
Our enemy in Syria is Islamic State. It is not a question of containing, but of destroying this organisation.
The president wants to silence critics who say he's weak and has failed on security. He called today for the state of emergency to be extended by 3 months and for changes to the French constitution to better tackle terror. After a long weekend filled with anguish, today on Monday it was back to work for Parisians, but far from back to normal. They're constantly on their smartphones, trying to digest a dizzying stream of rumour, revelation and arrests. There are lots of robust statements from the French government, but here on the streets, people worry the security of their country is far from guaranteed. You see policemen and soldiers all over central Paris now. The government promises even more. But tough political talk of a war on terror makes some Parisians nervous that could raise the risk of more violence here at home. Katia Adler, BBC News, Paris.